Hey guys, this is Eric from In-House Solutions, coming back with video 2 of the 3D Lathe Tool series. If you haven't watched the first video, I highly recommend that you watch that first before attempting this one, because it's going to be some information that we're going to skip over and speed past because it's already been covered. So in this episode, we're going to be looking at creating a boring bar as a modular assembly. So it's modular because we have different holders we're going to be switching between. We have like a shorter extension and a longer extension, and we don't have to create a new assembly for every different configuration that we're going to use this tool in. Another thing that we'll want to change is the projection length of the bar from the holder. So that's what we're going to be looking at in this video. So the first thing that I want to do here is I want to translate the bar so that I have the front of the boring bar is in line with the y-axis. So to do this, I'm going to first go to the wireframe tab and create a bounding box. Create it around everything and do end selection and OK. And now I'll go to the transform tab and choose move to origin. And then I'm going to select somewhere on the front face here, somewhere on the front face of the bar. And now I can delete this wireframe. I don't need it anymore. So now you can see that the front of the boring bar is in line with the y-axis. So now my tool is prepped and I can actually start creating my 3D tool. So I'm going to go to the Lathe Tool Manager. I'll right click here and choose Create 3D Tool. And I'm going to start creating the tool just as I did before. Call it boring bar. The type of tool, I can select that it's a boring bar. Go next. I'm going to go to the component, do define a component, and I'll select the boring bar from the graphics view. This time I'm only selecting the bar and not the other holder portions. Do end selection. And I'm not going to bother with any of the information for setup sheets. I will do the tool type because that's going to change the filter. I'll go down to the next tab here. And when I define the machine side connection, this time I'm not selecting the back of the bar. The reason for that is I want to use this projection adjustment later on to be able to set the projection distance. And if I set it from the back of the bar, then I have to specify how much of the bar is inside of the holder rather than specifying how much of the bar sticks out from the holder. I'd prefer to do it how much sticks out of the holder, because that makes more sense. If I know I need to drill a 3-inch deep hole or I need to bore a 3-inch deep hole, then I know that I need 3.1 inches sticking out. If I do it the other way, then I have to kind of guess and check. So my machine side connection, I'm going to select a named plane. And in this case, I'm going to choose the right plane. I'm choosing right and not left because I want the Z positive direction to match where it would have been if I had selected this face. It would have been going Z positive to the right. This goes Z positive to the right. So I choose right. I do OK. Now I need to adjust this gnomon so that it is at the center of where the bar connects to the machine. So I just click on this little gray dot and I can move it around. I'm going to snap it onto the arc center at the back face of the bar. You can see it only moved it in 2 dimensions. It's still over here in XY, but then, or sorry, in XY it's at the center, but the Z location is at the front of the bar. That's what I want to see. I'll press enter to confirm. Don't mind that the bar is not in the correct orientation right now. That's fine. I'm going to click on next and finish. So now I want to define the insert. Again, very similar as I did before. I'm going to select from the graphics view. and this is a left-hand tool. I'll go next. The corner radius, I can select from the graphics view. Then I'll go to next. The insert is already mated to the holder, so I can just click next. The cutting plane, in this scenario, I could maybe select this face, but I'm not certain that it's parallel to the top plane, so it's safer just to select either the top or bottom plane, like we looked at in the first tutorial. In this case, I'm going to choose bottom because the insert faces down. I'll do OK. The insert up direction matches what I see on the screen, so that's good. Let's just check the offset. It might be off slightly. Looks okay. So I don't need to adjust anything there. I'll click on next. Tolerances are fine. I'll do next. Now I want to change the mounting position. So in my case, it's going to be horizontal. You can see when I clicked horizontal, it rotated at 90, but it's going now in the wrong direction. So I just checked this box for reverse to get it the right way around. And then I'm using this in the left spindle, going clockwise MO4. So I do next. Now I want to define the tool center point. I'm going to do it the same way I did before. And the clearances. So everything looks good. I'm not going to bother with doing any custom presets for the cutting parameters. I'll just do OK. And so now the bore in the insert, the boring bar in the insert have been defined properly. This is enough that I could start creating a toolpath with this tool, but I want to also simulate the holders. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to right-click on the very top item in the tree, and I'm going to choose Add Component Above. So at this point, you might want to start selecting geometry, but we don't want to do that in this case because we don't want these components to only exist in the assembly. We want them to be individual components that we can hot swap from different tools. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to click here, Select from Library. So now we get this new window opens up, and we're going to right-click in here and choose Create Holder. Now we have this new holder assembly page. I'm going to right-click here and choose Define. And now we can start actually defining the holder. So I'm going to click on Select from Graphics View, and I'll select the holder and do End Selection. This type of holder is an adapter because it goes from one connection diameter to another one, like two different diameters. I don't need to do anything else on this page. This would just be for setup sheets. I'll go down to the next page and define the machine side connection. This is again going to be on this flange. It's in the center, so I'll hit enter. And now I have this new window that I need to specify, which is the workpiece side connection. So I'm going to click here on Add, and then I'm going to click here to select a face on the part, or on the holder rather, and I'm going to select this front face right here. It's in the center, that looks good, so I'll press enter to confirm. Again, I could put some more information here for the setup sheet, but I don't need to. I'll do OK and OK. OK once more. And now I have this holder defined in the library just as a holder, not an assembly. I can double click on it and add it to my assembly. So right now what we see is it doesn't look quite right. You can see the holder, the bar is inside of the holder, but that's actually what we want to see. I'm going to do OK, and it will return us to the assembly view. And so now what we can do, if we right click on the actual holder, the part that the insert attaches to, and go to Edit, go to the second tab down, and enable projection adjustment. Let's say that I know that I'm boring a 2-inch deep hole. I can put in here 2.1, hit enter, and now this is sticking out 2.1 inches. So that's pretty nice. But now let's look at adding the other adapters onto here. Because now we have two different adapters that we're going to want to switch between. So let's right click on the adapter, choose Add Component Above. Again, we want to do this from the library. That way we have different components that we can swap around. So we go here, right click, create holder, and then right click here and choose define. And now we can select our holder from the graphics view. I have this on another level, so I'm going to switch to my level 21, select the holder, and do OK. This is an adapter. You need to select adapter, otherwise you don't have the option to select a workpiece side connection. Holder, it thinks that it connects to the insert, but this doesn't connect to the insert, it connects to another adapter. So I do adapter. Now I can go to the connections page and specify the machine side connection, which is going to be this face right here. And then I'll press enter. And then the workpiece side connection. Again, very similar to what we just did. Do OK. And OK. And once more. So now we have two adapters defined. I'm going to go ahead and define the third adapter now. So do create holder again, and I'm going to go through this one quickly. So now we have our three adapters. So I'm going to start off with the shorter one. I'll double click on it, and that will add it to our assembly. I'm going to do OK. And so now we have the shorter extension or adapter on our assembly view. I can do OK. And let's add this assembly to our library. And do OK. And save the library. So now we can give our tool a test. I'm going to go to backplot, or sorry, I'm going to create a new toolpath. Select our new tool and do OK. I'm going to need to change the plunge parameters. And I'm just going to check that the insert is compensating correctly in the corners. Everything looks good. You can see we have a little gap here. So let's say I want to stick the bar out a little bit longer. Maybe I want to extend past here for some reason. And I also want to change out this adapter. So to do that now, we go into the toolpath parameters, double click on our tool, go to the assembly. First, let's change out this adapter for the other one. So I'll select it from the tree, right click and choose delete. And now I select the highest item on the tree, which is this adapter. I right click on it and choose add component above. And then I'm going to select from library and select the other extension. I do OK. So I've swapped out the adapter. Now let's say that I want to change the extension. So I right click on holder and go to edit. Go down to the second tab, and then I can change my projection adjustment here. Let's say I want to do 3 inches. It updates. I do OK. And OK. And OK once more. And now I can backplot the new results. So that's it for part 2 of the Lathe Tool series. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and dropping a like. And if you have any questions on this video or suggestions for future videos, then you can leave a comment below. The next video in the series is going to be creating a part-off tool / grooving tool, so stay tuned for that.